In this second segment of the interview with Newzroom Africa's editorial contributor, Karen Mon, Ntuli says she has now spoken to her estranged husband, or rather she has not spoken to her estranged husband since the charges against her were dropped.
The whole time, did you know what was happening with this investigation in this case and what was going to happen to you in terms of the allegation that you were somehow poisoning the former president?
Okay, we've tried so many times to do follow-ups on the case because I've seen that my rights were being undermined. So I made sure that I must get a person who's going to represent me, looking for a law side because I don't understand anymore what's going to happen next. Then I got the lawyer, and then that's when things became easier for me because they didn't come to me straight now. Everything that we were negotiating, it was via my lawyers. So by doing so, I took another stones off my shoulders because I was tired of them. Anytime when they want to pitch up, they pitch up. They come in questions, they come and do what, and then they come to check what, and then I was like, I'm tired of this. What can I do? Let me seek for a professional advice because now I don't know what to do anymore. So after I got Mr. Rocks with me, then that's when things became easier because he was the one who was writing the letters, doing everything. When they have to get statements, I speak to him. I don't speak to them anymore. After I got him, everyone ran away from me. So we did it in law.
What was the impact on you personally of being called an accused murderer? How did you feel about that? And how did people treat you because of that label over you?
You know, Carol, some of the things we cannot do them with our own understanding. It helped me to know God because I always kneel on him when things are tough, when I say that, okay, now I have no where to go, then I will kneel down and say, God, wherever you are, should you did this to Meshach and Shadrach, I believe that you can do this to me. It has a very bad impact, number one, because you should understand that I am a public figure person. Everyone knows me. And I like to go out doing grocery for myself. I do things for myself. I never wanted to get this first lady thing into my veins because I knew that in 10 years' time it will be gone. So I wanted to keep myself as Ntuli, the normal Ntuli, as much as possible, even though there are those things that comes with the package of being a first lady, but not taking them to an advantage whereby they will make me lose who I am. So to go out of the house, number one, since day one, it was a big issue. Thinking of how people are going to look at me, how are they going to say to me. Baba is a very dominant person who being loved by public. Is these supporters are going to attack me or kill me or something. The stress, depression, to last know yourself as a wife, you wake up in the next morning, you are a murderer or something. It was very difficult. It had physically and emotionally abused. I felt so much abused and betrayed.
When the National Prosecuting Authority finally said that you were no longer a suspect, that in fact they didn't believe there was evidence that former President Zuma had actually been poisoned, how did you feel when you heard this whole thing is now over, this whole drama that you've been through?
I felt angry. I was mixed emotions. I didn't know where I should become happy, or I don't know. I was sick, in fact. When this thing happened, it was like it was happening yesterday. It took me back to the day I heard of it, and say how after all these years I've been so-called whatsoever. There's this name you used when you speak about me, estranged wife or something. I don't know what you used, is your term that you used to call me. Being called all those names, being shattered to go to public and do my work, and no one was willing to come near me. No one was willing to work with me. So I was so much isolated from the community that I used to stay in. So I'm not sure even today whether I'm happy about that. Yes, I am happy to say I'm cleared and the world knows the truth, but the pain inside me, it's still there.
Have you spoken to the former president lately at all about the fact that you have actually been cleared? Has he said anything to you?
No, he never said the word.
Do you want him to say something to you about this?
It's up to him. I don't know. If he sees the reason, he can say something. If he doesn't want, then he doesn't want. It's his choice. I can't force him.
Is it important to you that he knows that you are not a poisoner, that you didn't try and kill him?
From the beginning, we spoke about it. I told him that one day truth will come out, and it has its own way to reveal itself. So I think this is the answers that I was asking that God must do.
And you've now decided to sue the NPA and the Hawks for what happened to you. What has made you decide to take legal action against them?
I feel that I was being abused, number one. 2, they took an advantage of me. And my name, my dignity, all that was flushed away from me. So I felt naked. And to find out that it was, there was no evidence of some sort, it's paining.
Attorney Ulrich Roux has been representing Ma Ntuli on a pro bono basis since mid-2015. He says she has a clear case for damages against both the Hawks and the National Prosecuting Authority.
Well, we're sitting with a bizarre situation where our client was evicted from her home in January 2015, implicated in a poison plot to kill Jacob Zuma, where the head of the NPA confirmed that there was evidence implicating her in this plot, and where the National Director of Public Prosecutions now in KZN has come out to say that there was never any evidence of a so-called poison plot or of linking her to this attempted murder of Jacob Zuma. And, you know, to have an allegation of attempted murder hanging over your head for 5 years, such as our client did, obviously has caused tremendous reputational damage to her, reputational trauma, emotional trauma, psychological trauma, not only to her, but to her 3 minor children as well. And we will be seeking damages against both the South African Police Services as well as the NPA for that. You know, it is a bizarre situation where someone is implicated in such a serious crime, and where it has now come to light that there was never any evidence from the outset which linked her to this.